Pop culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on The Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, everybody. I really hope you had a great weekend. Did anything fun happen for any of you guys? Feel free to let me know in the chat if you're watching live or in the comment section if you're part of my playback posse. I don't know if you guys notice anything different about me, so let me get a little bit closer so you can see. You know how like the youngins these days, they're doing like the feathered eyebrow trend? I decided to go ahead and try it after having Christmas Eve dinner with my friend Isabella and her cousin. And her cousin, she looked exactly like Thames, the singer. And she had the cutest little fluffy brows. And I was like, oh, girl, how'd you do that? Let me, put me on, give me some tips. Because usually they look like caterpillar-like. So she told me the gel she got. And then I went and I got it. And I don't know, like at first I felt like they were too straight up. So I like slanted them a little bit so they look natural again. But I quite like this technique. Do any of you guys do this as well? Are you feeling it, or is it like a little too like Mattel? Let me know. Y'all know I don't mind feedback. So yeah, I'm really, really curious. It's so nice to see so many of you guys trickling in. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Wow, I've got a really good show for you guys. There is so much to discuss. Melissa, Katt Williams. I don't know if you heard, but Katt Williams dropped another special on Netflix. And in this special, he said that Jamie Foxx, he's a little bit of a weirdo, let's just say. Apparently, he gets up to some very weirdo things with his friends. But here's the thing. Katt never said that they were not consenting to what it is that Jamie Foxx was doing. But the story was weird nonetheless. Okay, let me just go ahead and give a quick shout out to Kate, my newest channel member. So nice to see you guys. I don't know if you guys watch Teen Mom as well, but I've been reading through Kate Killen Lowry's book with them, and there's so much gossip in there. So like one of the most recent chapters, what did we find out? Kale was claiming that one of the times when Javi broke up with her, he had his like university friends form a circle around her when she went chasing him on campus, and they started screaming F Isaac and pushing her around. Like a lot of like really, really like strange things and other stuff like that. Shemjen, I'm so sorry about your dog. I hope everything turns out okay with your dog. Please, guys, send some good vibes Shem's way. Shem is just so sweet. So I'm really nervous for you in your situation with the vet. I hope all goes well. Okay, you guys. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's get started with Love is Blind Germany. It's actually funny because thank you guys, by the way, for the compliment on these feather brows. I guess I'll keep them. Someone in my last live was asking me why I don't talk too much about the international versions of Love is Blind, despite the fact that I do watch them, with the exception of Japan and Sweden, right? And so I said, you know what? You're right. I am currently watching Love is Blind Germany. Is anybody else watching that right now? Because spoiler alert for those of you who are not watching, but who are about to watch, just FYI, I've got some spoilers in some of my analyses of these people. First of all, let me just say, the men on Love is Blind Germany, like they have me fighting for my life, right? Because I was really hoping for a lot more from them. And there are even these guys where like, you know how they have like the love triangles all the time in Love is Blind? There were even these moments where like the girl was choosing between two men. And I was so much like, no, don't go for this one. Like, I think he's a player. I think he just wants to go on TV, get with the other guy. And then the other guy turns out to be a total dud. And I just feel embarrassed because like from my couch over here, I was like counseling the girl to go for him just for him to waste her time too, right? So one of the guys I'm talking about that really, really, truly disappointed me is Pascal. I'm not going to tell you what he ultimately decides to do, but I thought he was a good guy. And I really, really did see like good things for him and his partner. But he led me astray. He led me astray. And I feel like his partner was smart to choose him and everything like that, like when she was debating between the guys. But unfortunately, in the end, it turned out that that was not the case either. Okay. And then Medina, don't even get me started on Medina. First of all, when he did his reveal and he met his match or his fiance, the way he just like laughed in her face, and then she was nervous. She was like, "Oh, like, are you laughing at me? Like, I don't get it." And instead of reassuring her, because here's the thing, I get it if you laugh during like, disastrous moments, like inappropriate moments, because I feel like that could be a thing for some people. I definitely am one of those people as well. But if someone is telling you to your face that they feel insecure about you laughing, you should tell them, no, 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 like it's not you. It's just something I do when I'm nervous or I'm comfortable or something like that. But he didn't even do that. He just looked in her face and continued to laugh. And I was like, come on, dude, come on, right? And so ultimately that relationship, it just, they tried again. Okay, you guys. And, when they tried again, I'm like, oh God, this poor girl, she really went against her better judgment here, because this guy is pulling the old bait and switch on her, just wasting her time. I don't know what it is with the men on these shows, but it always feels like they're wasting the women's time, like with the exception of a few like rare cases. Like it feels like that is the majority of the cases there, and it's like regardless of the country as well. And I find that to be so disappointing, right? Like it really does seem to be a dating epidemic, like for women on a global scale. Like of course there are great guys who do the show, like Cam, like Brett, etc., but it seems like you really have to be one of the chosen miraculous girlies to land a guy like that. Okay. Oh, just the annual shots. Good. Okay. Phew. Thank you for the update, Shem. I thought it was something like, grave, like something like super serious. Okay. So Christy's watching the show. Disastrous. The men suck. My God. Shem says, Love is Blind Germany. I'm watching it. Everyone's annoying me. The men for real. And isn't it crazy, ladies? Because I try not to be pessimistic about men or to say too many negative things about men to sound like a misandrist or anything like that. But unfortunately, the material is just not giving. Like the way they act on reality TV, it really lends themselves to you just criticizing them at every turn. And I find it to be very, very disappointing. Allie, thank you so much for joining my channel membership. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Allie's been here since day one of the morning report. She is always here bright and early. So thank you so much. I believe that Pascal was the wrong guy from the beginning, actually. I wasn't seeing what his partner was seeing. He was giving nothing. Really, because I thought he was just shy and that he just needed her to take a chance on him, and then he would open up and then be like this romantic, wonderful guy. Like that's the vibe I was getting. But the fact that she opened up and then he just gave literally nothing. But here's my question for you guys. Which is worse, Pascal or the guy? What's the name of the guy with the beard? And he went through a traumatic childhood, and then he really leaned into spirituality. Marcel, I think his name is. Between the two of them, who would you rather be stuck with? Because they're both on that same vibe of go girl, give her nothing, give us nothing sort of a thing. Like they were not opening up. But here's my thing. Pascal, I get the vibe that maybe he grew up with really harsh parents that didn't allow him to speak. It didn't allow him to express himself or anything like that, make mistakes. And that's why he's scared. But the other one, I know he had a traumatic childhood too, but just based off all the work he's done, I get the vibe that there's just some kind of coldness to him that just, I don't know, that he expects a woman to be a miracle worker for him and to fix everything that's gone wrong in his life. And I just hate that. Now, the other guy who was in competition with Pascal, Fabio, I thought the guy was just there to be on TV. I was getting F-boy vibes from him. So that's why I was really hoping that the girl would go for Pascal. But at the end of the day, he decided to go ahead and play us all. And yeah, Shella is absolutely gorgeous and naturally so too. So I really, really hate that this did not work out for her. Alberta was another girl in this love triangle square situation. During the pod session, she was acting super duper, way too young and immature for this experience. But then later on, when everybody gets to meet in person, including the couples that didn't really make it out of the pods, I was so proud of the way that she carried herself. So I'm trying to be super duper careful not to provide too many spoilers for those of you who are, perhaps now interested in watching Love is Blind Germany after seeing us discuss it. I know, of course, some little things were spoiled, but nothing major. Okay, you guys. Anyway, I'm excited for the new episodes to drop, but overall, I'm just not feeling it. I got to be honest with you. When it comes to Love is Blind International for me, or in general, my rankings are US number 1, Brazil number 2, number 3. I think it would have to be, what were the ones I watched? I watched Brazil, US, I've watched Mexico, I've watched Argentina, and now I have, UK. So for me, US, Brazil, UK are my top 3. And then the other ones, okay. But here's my thing. Sometimes it feels like too many of them come out at the same time. And so you get kind of Love is Blind out. You know what I mean? So like I struggled to get through Love is Blind Mexico, but I finished it. And then for Love is Blind Argentina and Habibi, by the time those two came out, I was tired. You know what I mean? So I haven't really done it, to be honest with you guys, but I am meaning to finish Argentina, and I haven't really started Dubai yet. No, I didn't watch Japan. I'm sorry to Japan, but I find their reality shows so boring. I used to date this guy, and I tried to watch one episode and I couldn't finish it. I found them incredibly boring. I used to date this guy who loved to watch Terrace House. And so he'd make me watch that show with them, okay? With him. And it was so boring. Every episode was more boring than the last. So I can't do it. I really, really can't. Angelisa, listen, I like the show a lot, but I'm starting to get a little disillusioned with the quality of, guys that they choose for us around the world. But here's the thing. For those of you who wonder why the women seem to be really intent on making relationships work on Love is Blind around the world versus the men, the pattern is typically that women apply for the show and men are scouted for the show. So there are not that many men, allegedly, who are really like invested in looking for marriage, a wife, and all that stuff. Whereas the women, there are a lot of them who are on that wavelength. Okay, you guys. So voila, that tends to be the situation there, which is rather unfortunate. And Nene, I tried Habibi, but by that time I was Love is Blinded out because I had just finished UK, just finished Mexico, and then I started Argentina and Habibi at the same time. And I couldn't finish one nor the other because it was too much for me at the same time. Now, you guys, let's get into the weirdo stuff, the Jamie Foxx weirdo stuff, because we did get a question. It seems to be like that's going to be the top story for someone here, and I really want to make sure I get to it ASAP. So basically, Katt Williams did a special on Netflix where he was talking about some, sharing his own musings on the entertainment industry. And one of the topics of conversation was Jamie Foxx's own Netflix special. And in Jamie Foxx's Netflix special, he essentially explains his passing out or his coma situation. Do you guys remember last year, Jamie Foxx, he was in a deep coma for quite a while. Doctors didn't think he would make it out of it. And then he talked about it on his special entitled What Had Happened Was. Now, here you go. You've got Katt Williams talking about it, and take a listen to what he has to say about Jamie Foxx's strange extracurricular activities.
I saw Jamie Foxx's special. I didn't know what to think. 5 minutes in, I'm crying like a baby. What the fuck am I doing crying at a special, nigga? Jamie Foxx ain't shit. That nigga gonna make you watch his funeral. Nigga televised his funeral. He ain't even dead. He was just up there. Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is allegedly, bitch. I don't know shit. I just be up here talking. I love Jamie Foxx. Let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his motherfucking clone. His clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up. The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles, bitch. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the thing twice. I still don't know what that happened was. That nigga started the story with it. Somebody gave me an aspirin, and 21 days later, wait a minute, what? That sounds like somebody gave you a dick. You got to be more specific, sir. I'm scared of all them niggas. And they don't invite me nowhere because they know what the fuck is up. I want to see the shenanigans, my nigga, but I do not want to participate. This one I knew I couldn't fuck with Jamie. This nigga was having butt-naked basketball parties. And I love basketball. But I don't love basketball like that, bitch.
So there you go. Katt Williams is claiming that that was not the real Jamie Foxx. Can I ask you guys where you stand on all of these clone rumors? Because Jamie Foxx is not the first, and he certainly will not be the last. He's definitely not the only celebrity to be accused of having a clone. I've heard of a clone of Britney Spears. I've heard a clone of Kanye West, all sorts of things. But here's the thing. Jamie Foxx has always had freckles. He's always had freckles like here. So I found that really odd that Katt is claiming he didn't. I believe he also had freckles here. So I'm not buying the whole clone situation. He also says that the Jamie Foxx clone that we saw on Netflix didn't have the, the tattoo that Jamie Foxx has on the back of his head/neck, which, listen, I did not watch his Netflix special. I don't know why. I used to be a comedy girly. I would watch everybody's specials. Katt Williams, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. I don't think I've ever really seen Jamie Foxx's stand-up. But these days, like for the past 5 years, it's just not my thing anymore. It really isn't. Like I like watching some clips here and there on YouTube, but to actually sit down and watch a special, I think I watched Bill Burr as well, but it's just not my thing anymore. So anyway, he says that it was a clone. And then he also says, I don't know if you guys caught it at the end. I saw one of you guys saying, I think it was Aaron, that you need closed captioning for Katt. But basically he's saying Jamie Foxx is a weirdo because apparently he has these like butt naked basketball parties. So if you ever want to play basketball with Jamie Foxx, you got to get naked. Listen, I have heard stories about Jamie Foxx kind of getting down, like, being eccentric. Actually eccentric, so to say, right? But I feel like these rumors are out there about so many people that I never know which ones to believe. And so I'm wondering, do you guys believe that at all? Do you think that Jamie Foxx is also kind of like, what is that word? Fluid and like freaky deaky and stuff like that? Because it's not the first time I've heard this rumor, so I could believe them. But there are these rumors about like everybody or a lot of men in Hollywood. So now I'm wondering, are they all like this? Or is it just that, you know what I mean? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Theo says the clone rumors are silly. The Avril, oh yeah, that one. I remember the Avril Lavigne. It's a big meme, kind of like Leah Michelle Can't Read being a meme, which by the way, I love that one. I find that to be absolutely hilarious. Danelle says, I've heard about the nude basketball games before. I don't think he's a clone though. So this is an actual thing. This has been around for a while that Jamie Foxx does the nude basketball, because people say that Diddy really likes to do like these strange thing with men. In fact, 50 Cent has gone on the record and said that Diddy would lick his lips at him and offer to take him shopping as if he was like a sugar daddy and stuff like that as well. Like there's a lot of things going out there in Hollywood. But here's the thing. When it comes to Hollywood, y'all, the truth is always stranger than fiction. When you're dealing with people with massive ego problems, right? And massive amounts of money, massive amounts of attention and fans and people who adore them. It makes sense to me that they would be into some weird things because they feel like, indestructible and whatnot. Nobody criticizes them. No one is there to stop them. They are surrounded by yes men. So I do personally believe that Jamie Foxx is doing these, little butt naked, male basketball games, because why not? If you're into it, the guys are into it, you're all into it. Okay. To me, I wouldn't compare it to the Diddy stuff. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but to me, I wouldn't say this is freak off level or anything like that, because it doesn't sound like anyone is being held against their will. It just sounds like a bunch of, very interesting men getting together to have to swing their dicks and throw some balls around, I guess. And I guess if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. It is none of my business at the end of the day. Now, there's also something else that's none of my business, but we're going to talk about it anyway because I do find it to be rather interesting. Have you guys heard about the rumors that Zoe Kravitz and Austin Butler are dating? Here's a photo, and it's a still from a video of the two of them making out. They were making out on the set of a movie that they did, but people are saying that they might have had an affair with each other because when they started filming this movie, so this is another photo of them hanging out just before they started filming the movie. They were both cast, but before they started filming, apparently, this was them looking rather cozy with each other while Zoe was engaged to Channing Tatum and Austin Butler was in a serious relationship with Kaia Gerber. And people are saying that the chemistry between the two of them is absolutely palpable, and it led to the demise of their relationships with their respective significant others. So do you guys see this as an actual like potential relationship thing? Austin is 33 and Zoe is 36 years old. I don't know if she's ever dated a guy younger than her or anything like that, but I personally don't really see this being a serious relationship. I feel like she's a little too mature for him. You know what I mean? Like she's a very, in my opinion, or at least my interpretation of her is that she's a very worldly, cultured woman. And I'm not saying that Austin is not, but I'm saying that just based off her growing up super rich and like, you know, with parents who are just so like earthy and stuff like that, I feel like something about her is a little bit too much experience, too lived. Like, I feel like she's kind of out of his league in that respect. They're both attractive people facially, but I don't see them fitting like intellectually or anything like that. But hey, listen, at the end of the day, I do not actually know these people at all. These are all just how I imagine them to be. But I truly do not see it for them. I do feel sad though that their other relationships fell apart. I loved Zoe with Channing. And I keep on talking about how good this movie was, Blink Twice. Like, I will never say a bad word about that movie. It was such a good movie, and it was so apt for the current climate that we're in with the story about Gisèle Pelicot and Diddy and everything like that. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, it talks a little bit about these sorts of themes, especially the Gisèle Pelicot. So if you guys have not heard, there is a woman here in France, and she was married to her husband, Dominique, for about 40 years. They've got children, they've got grandchildren, the whole thing together. And she just found out recently that over pretty much their entire marriage, he would mix together like a drug cocktail to knock her out and invite a bunch of random people from the dark web to violate her. And allegedly, he had been doing this to his own daughter as well, allegedly his daughter-in-law as well. And people are worried and scared. The answer has not come out yet that this might have been happening with his grandkids, right? Like, it's a very, very big deal. So just the story, it's so bizarre. But the fact that there's a movie that kind of talks to this sort of thing where women are not understanding what's happening, like why are they waking up with bruises, this and that. It's a movie that Zoe Kravitz directed and that Channing Tatum stars in. I truly, truly, truly recommend it for you guys if you haven't watched it yet. And I agree, by the way. I want to see who put that comment. Holly, I agree it's not a big age difference. It's just, she's not a regular 36. She's a 36 that grew up rich, traveling the world, having a world-class education, experiencing everything. So I feel like when you're 36 in that level versus 36, regular people, huge, huge, huge difference, right? Whereas Austin Butler, correct me if I'm wrong, he grew up regular. He's a regular person. So that's what I think is kind of like the difference. Not really the age, but the cultural aspect of them, like what they've experienced, what they've seen, and things like that. I find her, to be more cultured, in my opinion. But again, this is just me being delusional because I don't know them. I don't know that much about them other than that she grew up super rich and traveling the world and everything like that. Get me out of Tennessee. Girl, what's the latest with Kim and Khloe? I saw their body cams in the past, but I tuned them out because it was just too much for me. So you might be the one having to give us the morning report on that. So please do feel free to let us know in the comment section. So I'm seeing a lot of you guys talking about how creepy the story. See, this is why when I said the thing about Jamie Foxx and the naked basketball, right? And when people were spreading the rumors about Diddy and the freak offs, like a lot of people, and a lot of times you go, no, because you and I, we're normal people. We don't do these things. We don't imagine treating people this way or anything like that. But unfortunately, there are sick people that I wouldn't even call human who live among us and who would imagine to do these sorts of things, right? So that's why, the truth is stranger than fiction. I don't know if he's doing these freaky basketball games, right? Like, it would be nothing in the grand scheme of what some people are truly doing here right now as we talk about celebrity gossip, right? As evidenced by the Dominique and the Giselle Pellicot thing, right? And yeah, it's just a scary world, you guys. It really, really is. So guys, never put anything past anyone, I guess, is what I would say to you. Now, I do have a question. There's someone here that you guys might know by face, but perhaps not by name, or maybe even the two. Let me put up a picture of him, and y'all let me know in the comment section who this man is, okay? And so I'm not going to say his name yet because it's part of the story that we are going to get into. So y'all, let's get the comments going. If you're watching live, please let me know in the chat. And if you're part of my VOD squad, my playback posse, let me know in the comment section of this video. Okay, so this is the guy. You've seen him around, at least I hope you have, because he has been in Hollywood for several years now, okay? And he's got a story about basically how he's been around forever and he is still struggling to make ends meet. So I'm seeing you guys' comments come in the live chat. Deborah, yep. First guess, and it's already right. Djimon Hounsou. And a lot of y'all are linking him to Kimora, which I'm sure he probably does not appreciate because he is a fabulous, successful actor in his own right. But it is true, he's got a beautiful baby boy named Kenzo that he shares with Kimora Lee Simmons. So basically, he just did an interview where he talked about he's struggling to make ends meet. And it's crazy because a lot of times when you see celebrities and over the years, and like especially when they've got this level of face recognition, where even if you haven't perhaps listened to a song of theirs, for example, for me, it's Seals. I don't know any of Seal's songs. I heard he had something, with a rose or something like that, but I don't know. But I would expect for him to have good money, right? Because he's been around forever. He was married to Heidi Klum. Same with Djimon, because he's been around forever. I know he's been in really good films and he's been like a featured face. He's not doing background work. He's not doing extra work, but apparently he is struggling financially. So some of the movies he starred in were Blood Diamond, Gladiator, the list goes on. And so he spoke with CNN's African Voices Changemakers for this interview where he says after 2 decades in Hollywood, he is, quote, still struggling to make a living. I've been in the filmmaking business for over 2 decades with 2 Oscar nominations and many blockbuster films, and yet I'm still struggling financially. I am definitely underpaid. And he's not the first actor to say this, right? That they're struggling financially and everything like that. He also said that, Viola Davis has talked about this, and we know her from How to Get Away with Murder and various other films as well, including The Help, and The Woman King, everything, right? She's won an Oscar, she's won an Emmy, and she's won a Tony, and she still can't get paid. And so it makes you wonder, okay, what's going on? Is it the fact that they're having to pay too much for like legal, for their agents, for their PR? Are they mismanaging their money? What is it? Right? Because when you see these actors and, singers and whatnot, it's not like they're living in little apartments or anything like that. They are living in large homes. So is the issue that they're not getting paid enough, or is the issue that their lifestyle inflation, right? As you make more and more money, you start living, a higher quality of life. But unfortunately, when you're in acting or when you're in music or entertainment in general, it's kind of a finicky business, right? And so that's why, when these people don't purchase and instead they rent, a lot of them will rent in multiple places, right? To be bi-coastal or whatever. So someone will rent in New York and in LA, right? And they're not renting, again, just like a regular thing. They have to go for the best of the best. So I do wonder if that's what's happening. Although I do agree, right, that these people are probably not being paid. Well, Black actors in particular, we've seen that they're not being paid what white actors with similar credits would be paid, right? I believe they've done studies on this and everything like that. So that's not something I'm going to argue. But it also makes me wonder if, not just them, but like everyone in Hollywood as well is kind of trying to maintain a certain image, because I feel like it's very difficult, right, to have a lot of money and be famous. Because if you have a lot of money and you're a regular person and you're not super showy and people don't really know you're rich, you don't have to maintain a certain image or a certain brand unless you put yourself in that position. But when you're an actor, people expect you to be flying first class. People expect you to be flying business class. People expect all sorts of things from you, right? So I think that doesn't help. You're supposed to be wearing certain levels or qualities or labels of clothes. You can't just walk around all the time with like cheap things, right? So I think that's it. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Theo says he was in a Marvel movie a couple of years ago. It's not shocking, though. Acting gigs don't pay like they used to. Petty LaBelle, love your name. He was in Amistad. He's talented, but he might be living beyond his means. And, Houston, that's a good one, too. Kimora Lee Simmons is struggling. I don't know if you guys watched her show, but I used to watch Life in the Fab Lane and just see the way she was living. She was living large, honey. She had her kids, each one with their own separate nannies. They had traveling tutors for the girls. The girls, they were doing horseback riding. They were on yachts. They were doing everything, right? And this is when baby fat was really huge. So it seems like when they're like on the high, they live expecting to always be on the high and forgetting to pad themselves for when things inevitably go down, because that's just the way life goes, right? You can't pay attention to people forever, right? There are always going to be crops of new people. And it's not about the people being younger, this or that. It's just that they're new, right? And it's fresh and it's interesting and it's exciting. It's really, really difficult to be able to maintain your brand for an extended period of time, right? How many, and it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, whatever happened? Because, that song, It's Too Late to Apologize, One Republic and Timbaland. And then I went down the rabbit hole of like all the songs he used to do. Do you remember the one he did with Nelly Furtado and Justin Timberlake? Give it to me, give it to me. I was like, whatever happened to that guy? He used to be the soundtrack to like my teenagehood. Whatever happened to Ja Rule, right? I know he got into that like nonsense with that scamming festival, Fire Festival and whatnot. But what happened to him, right? Like, again, this is why they have to maintain their money while they can, because there's so many ups and downs. I know Pharrell is still successful. I know he's like kind of like creative director for Louis Vuitton right now, but even he used to be a lot more in the news than he currently is, right? So listen, it doesn't surprise me. I do hope that he manages to get some more gigs moving forward. One thing about him is like he's aging like fine wine. He pretty much has always looked like this to me, with the exception of the beard. Right now, of course, the beard has grayed out, but I think he's someone who could play a lot of really, really great roles. Was he in Black Panther, by the way, you guys? One thing that always bothered me about Black Panther is I feel like they didn't have enough like actual African actors, because the accents were painful to listen to, y'all. They were painful, right? And I feel like someone like him, he's actually born in Benin, right? And so I think he could have, added a lot to that if he wasn't in it. But listen, it's been a while since I watched Black Panther, y'all. So I don't know. But y'all, I'm about to piss y'all off. Get ready. I'm about to piss y'all off because guess what? We're about to get into that Twitch and Allison story. So for those of you who are not aware, Twitch, he was a fantabulous dancer, choreographer. He was also on the Ellen DeGeneres show and everything like that. And unfortunately, 2 years ago, he took his life, leaving behind his wife and 2 biological children and his stepdaughter as well. His stepdaughter, she went on an Instagram live spree in order to clear her mother's name because people are not happy with her mom, Allison Hoker, going to People magazine to sell Twitch's story, accuse him of being a rug addict. His family and friends are saying that she is lying. The toxicology report, when he passed away, you guys, it also said that his system was clear. She was saying over his last week's days and whatnot, every single, like all the time, he was going in the guest house to smoke pot and to drink, but his system showed up clear. So her story isn't really lining up too much. It was also revealed that Allison might have her own drinking problem because she was arrested for disorderly conduct, public intoxication. People have accused her of using coke, Molly, X, all sorts of things. So it got really ugly. Her daughter Wesley came to her aid on Instagram stories. I believe it was at Allison's own behest, which I don't agree with. I don't think children should be speaking on this, which is why I'm not really going to get into her live too much. The only thing I will say about that is I find it crazy that, first of all, she's even, stepped into the public arena here, but I don't like the way she was referring to who she called her father, right? Twitch or Steven, as Steven, right? Because I know other cultures are different, but in Black culture, one thing you cannot do is call your parents by their first name. That is a major, major sign of disrespect. So it felt very cold the way she spoke about him. She'd be like, yeah, like when Steven did this, when Steven did that. I said, girl, your daddy, when your daddy did this, when your daddy did that, y'all, right? So that was kind of disappointing. And then on top of that, even worse to me, because maybe Steven, the daughter's used to a certain something, because she comes from a different culture than him. So maybe it was okay for her to call him by his first name. I don't know. But I felt like what was even worse was when she would refer to his mother, aka her grandmother, as Connie. So her grandmother's name is Connie, but you don't call your grandma Connie. Who calls her grandma Connie? Like, what do you call your grandma? It's like my grandma, what is it? Mami, if you're French, abuela, if you are Spanish speaking, like, Gigi, if, she wants to get it cute, drop it like it's hot, something like that, not to feel too old or whatever. But like, it was just very weird and impersonal and very telling. And she wouldn't even say, oh, like his brothers, right? When she's talking about her late father's brother, she says the brothers. Yeah. Like when the brothers got together, when the brothers did this, I was like, oh, it reminds me of the mom. So for those of you who are watching my morning report about Allison Hoker and all, her nonsense, I talked about how odd it was that she never once referred to Twitch as her late husband. She consistently referred to him as her ex-husband, which again, very weird and cold way of describing your late husband, right? At the end of the day, y'all didn't divorce, y'all were together. Allegedly, but it's also come out that they were technically not together and he was trying to leave her. So maybe that's why she's saying this. And so to play devil's advocate here, listen, I imagine that Allison is resentful, right? Because he left her alone with 3 children to raise on her own. He didn't leave with a will. Like he kind of just, these children are traumatized and will always be traumatized by this as well. So perhaps she's got some kind of resentment, which I would totally understand. And in fact, I feel like she would have gotten a lot of empathy in her book if she stuck to telling her own story and sharing that she is resentful, right? I feel like there are many people who unfortunately have been left in similar positions who would empathize with her, right? So anyway, it came out that she had asked Twitch's own mother to sign an NDA in order to see his body and to attend his funeral. And she's not the only one. She asked all of his family members, all of his friends to do the same thing. Okay. And one of his brothers confronted her about it and he recorded her, y'all. I've got the audio right here. We're going to listen to it together. Okay. And she sounded very, very kind of like rude. Like she was almost taunting him about the whole NDA thing. So take a listen to this and let me know how you feel. Okay. Here's the audio.
To make his mama sign an NDA to see his body. Yeah, I do. I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to. To see his body. Again and again and again. Why would you sign an NDA to see his body? Great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand that Steven's even asked her to do it. He didn't ask her to sign. I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to. You hear that? You hear that? Again and again and again. Why would you sign an NDA to see his body? Great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand. I got your ass. I told you. He didn't ask her to sign the NDA to see his body. What's this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Did anyone ever tell you? In a party, the NDA for a party, the NDA's for a party. And asking his mother to sign it. No. It's not the same thing. I have had the NDA to go to the funeral. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I just said Stevens asked her, how to sign an NDA now. Do you know this? That's different than signing an NDA.
So there you go. She said, yup, I made her sign an NDA and I would do it again. Steven has had her sign NDAs in the past in order to attend parties, and his brother's arguing with her saying, okay, well, attending parties is a different thing than like seeing her deceased son, right? So I wonder how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comments section. Do you think that she basically just decided, okay, well, this is something that he probably would want because he had already had his mom sign NDAs for other things? Do you think that this is a fair equivalent? I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I feel like personally, it's not something I would do. I personally find it to be cruel to do that. I find it a bit cruel to be talking to his brother and say, yeah, and I would do it again and again and again. Like, to me, just kind of feels like you're taking that knife and you are continuing to turn it. And I find that to be a little bit heartbreaking. But listen, at the end of the day, with everything that people are saying about Allison, it sounds like she has always been a piece of work. It sounds like she's always been a difficult person to be around, to work with, etc. But despite that, that was the woman he chose to marry and to chose to take on her child and to have not one more, but two more children. So I kind of feel like, what is left for us to say, right? For me anyway, I kind of feel like, listen, the situation sucks, but at the end of the day, this is his family, right? This is his wife. This it is what it is. It doesn't sound like she just woke up. People are not saying in their Instagram posts about the situation, they're not saying, hey, like, I'm surprised by her behavior. I'm this, like, we're blindsided by this. No, people are saying that she has always been like this. So if she was always been like this, then what am I supposed to say? You know what I mean? It's just kind of how I feel about this at the moment. But maybe you guys have different takes on it. All I have to say is that personally, I find this to be really sad. I find there to be something very, very like off-putting about her, like spiritually and whatnot. But again, it is what it is. This is his wife, y'all. Anyway, y'all, give me a quick second. I got to fill up my water here. So I've got some words from our sponsors that I want to go ahead and share with you. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to go fill up my cup. I'm getting thirsty, y'all. And when we come back, we've got a lot more to discuss, including LeBron James being accused of cheating on his wife with the help of Drake, Meghan Markle making an announcement about her Netflix show, Khloe Kardashian getting dragged after coming for the mayor of Los Angeles, and a lot more. Take a look, and I'll see you in a second. And make sure to like this video or the stream if you haven't. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Are you looking for the perfect skincare products for women over 30? Look no further than Rothia. Rothia is a skincare brand born from love and made for parents. Their flagship product, the Resilience Cream, delivers clinically proven age prevention benefits such as average 14% wrinkle reduction after 4 weeks of use. Click the link below and receive 30% off your first purchase today. And to pick up my lipstick, this is a lipstick I wear, Clinique, in number 11. So, okay, let's get into our next story. The time is flying, y'all. Where does the time go? I did not expect to only be halfway through at this point. So sorry for that, you guys. Let me get into the next one, y'all. Our next story, we are going to talk about the LeBron James. And I saw some of y'all talking about this in the comment section. It seems like some of y'all are really, really looking forward to this one. So I am excited to get to it for you. And yes, the numbers are climbing. You know, when I first started the Morning Report, for my first couple of episodes, it was only like 40, 50 people who would tune in. So shout out to my OGs. There's Hamlet, there's Ali, there's Shenzhen, and there's Theo as well. There's a couple more of you guys, Caroline and everybody. So thank y'all for continuing to help grow this show. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm so happy about it. And thank you too. Get Me Out of Tennessee. JJ, for me, I speak English, French, Spanish, and a little Kenyan language called Luo. I know I do have a viewer who tunes into the morning report sometimes who's Kenyan. So maybe she has a little tribal language as well that she speaks. So if that's the case, you know who you are. Let me know in the comment section if you're watching live. Or the chat as well. So let's get into the story. And we talked a little bit about this. I remember in Friday's morning report about LeBron James allegedly cheating on Savannah. So basically, there was someone who came out with this tea. Y'all, from the Friday morning report, do you remember what the tea was about this? Please let me know, because y'all know I forget so damn quickly. I think it was because Drake had dropped a diss track against LeBron James because LeBron James went to the Kendrick Lamar pop out, even though he was supposed to be besties with Drake. And then in his song, yeah, now I'm remembering, in his song, he was like, oh, look at you traitor. Not only do you backstab me, you backstab your wife. Let's talk about that. You know, that fake family man image that you put out there. I know the real you. That is basically what he was saying. And so now one of his friends, DJ Academics, is coming out and he is backing up what it is that Drake says. And he's also saying, listen, not only does LeBron James cheat on his wife, Savannah? By the way, all of this is alleged. I don't know one thing from the other. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. He's saying that not only is that true, but he was doing it with the help of Drake. So I've got the exact quote that DJ Academic said in his latest stream. He said, and I quote, yo, LeBron, I talked to enough whores in Canada. I've talked to enough people. Maybe Drake will keep teasing it. Let me just tell you what I've heard. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on two-mans, okay? And y'all, can you let me know in the comment section, what does that mean? Does that mean that they were having threesomes or orgies together? Like these two have seen each other naked or something? What is that? You used to go on two-mans. You've been cheating on your goddamn wife. Drake used to facilitate the hose, and basically, essentially, you can't dance to a song about him being a PDF file. He used to supply you with the women. I'm sorry, my brother. If I'm Drake, I'll snitch on you too. Sorry, buddy, you can't do that. No, you've been living a lie and everybody's been thinking you're this perfect guy. But when you come to Canada, I know some of the whores. When you come to Canada, you come to certain places. I'm supplying you with the white women you love. You don't even like black chicken. You don't even like black chicks. White women. I'm the guy. He went balls to the wall. And here's the thing. I got to tell y'all, I believe him because these rumors have been around forever. Y'all, the Diddy freak off rumors have been around forever. The Jamie Foxx weird activity rumors have been around forever, okay? And the LeBron James cheating with blonde white women have been around forever. And this is how, shout out to Foxy the Swede if she's here, and she's also an OG. This is how, you guys, this is how I actually found out that Foxy the Swede, who's always here for the morning report, this is how I found out she's not even Swedish. Because I was like, yeah, LeBron, apparently his type is like Swedish looking women, like the blonde hair, blue eyes, like Nordic kind of women. And then Foxy goes, girl, I'm not Swedish. That's just my username. I'm Chilean. So yeah, that has been the thing forever. So I believe it. Everybody is saying it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And DJ Academics is actually a really big player in the world of like hip hop news and urban news and everything like that. And he makes a lot of money from his platform, right? So if LeBron James wanted to sue him, kind of like Cardi B suing Tasha K to prove a point, he would be able, he would be able to go ahead and do that. And he would do that if what Academics is saying is not true. LeBron knows Academics. Drake knows Academics. Like the rappers, they all know this guy. Like he unfortunately is a somebody in this space. So for him to say that with his chest, use the name, drop the location, right? And this is something we talked about on Friday as well. What we talked about on Friday was that allegedly LeBron does his cheating in Canada, more specifically Toronto, right? And Academics has gone on his platform to allegedly confirm that as well. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know, you guys. Actually, I do know. I think he's telling the truth. What about you guys? Do you believe it? Do you think that LeBron cheats on Savannah James? And not just cheats on her, but cheats on her exclusively with blonde-haired white women? Let me know in the chat if you are watching live, or if you're part of my VOG squad or my playback posse. Please let me know in the comment section. And yes, Jalisa, I remember you as an OG as well. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been almost 10 years, girl. Ali says Drake is giving Diddy vibes with saying he helped orchestrate these things. Right? It's weird. Why do you need to help? LeBron has more than enough money to hire his own people to go around looking for girlies and say, hey, come back to this place. This is where LeBron is going to be. Because that's what Drake does, right? Drake's mansion is apparently like this massive open house in Toronto, because he has his people go to different clubs and pick up girls back to his mansion. And it's always all types of different girls, right? And it's never just like a one-on-one. Like he'll have these like parties in his place and it'll be filled up with all types of girls. You'd think that they'd all be baddies, okay? But they're just like regular girls there too, y'all. So if you ever want to go and meet Drake, right, and you're cute, even if you're not cute, you can get in, because he just likes to have a bunch of women in his house, which to me is crazy. Let me tell y'all, I used to, and I was asking my friend this, I said, is this me getting older? Or am I just like kind of jaded? I used to like to invite like people over, right? But I've been robbed twice in my house by people I've had over. And I don't even think it's my friends. I think it's like their significant others or their plus ones. Let me tell you what got stolen from me the first time. So this was 2 years ago, where someone came in this house, the one I'm filming in right here, and stole my lipstick. And it was a brand new lipstick. All right. And I'm like, who steals lipstick? First of all, and I feel like I know who it is. And it wasn't a friend. It was a friend of a friend who came in. And this is why, you know, these days when I invite people and they ask me, can I bring? No. But what about now? Absolutely not, because I'm not getting robbed anymore for these things. Leave me alone. This is my lipstick. Go find your own. The second time someone stole, do you know what they stole? Retinol. When people ask me about my skin, what do I use on my skin? Why is your, you know, blah, blah, the answer, retinol. I live and breathe retinol. So when I woke up the next morning, I'm cleaning up my apartment and I find that, and it was again, brand new, that my retinol went missing. I said, oh, nope, never again. And again, this time it wasn't a friend of a friend. It was a boyfriend of a friend. Long story. It was a boyfriend of a friend, because I feel he was hanging around, because I have a hallway here where I keep all my cosmetics, my jewelry and stuff. And he was hanging around there, you know, using my perfume. I said, yeah, he was. So people were like, why would he take your retinol? Why was he using your perfume? Okay. And so, yeah, I was like, I think that guy took my retinol. Okay, you guys. So now I don't like having people over here. So, and this is like basic stuff, right? It's one lipstick, one retinol, like whatever. But Drake, he's got like Birkins, he's got this, he's got that, all up in his house. And he like allows pretty much just anybody to come in. And I find that to be insane, y'all. Insane. I can't. And AD, it truly is. I got it from The Ordinary, y'all. The Ordinary. So shout out to them. Dr. Lauren says Tasha K got the fame she craved. She is now all over TMZ. And listen, LeBron James could make an example out of DJ Academics. He's got more than enough money to do that. But guess what? He will not sue, because what Academics is saying, I believe, is true. I believe it. And y'all seem to believe it as well. Theo, exactly. It sounds like a lover's quarrel. But on one hand, I do understand Drake, because we're both like these like October Scorpios, which means you're all about loyalty and integrity and stuff like that. I don't think that if someone were clowning LeBron James or whatever, that Drake would go behind his back and do something like that, to show up there dancing along, or like, you know, cheering on someone who's disrespecting his friend, right? So I feel like that cut him to the bone when LeBron did that to him. You know, like, I think he's got a right to be upset, but it is true. It is giving lovers quarrel. So voila, that's that situation over there. Now let's get into my girl, Meghan Markle. I was so looking forward to her show debuting. She had her show on Netflix with Love Meghan, and it was just going to be about lifestyle, you know, cooking, eating well, decorating, hosting, all sorts of just like chill, calm, nice, you know, optimistic things that we need in this world of today, this world of just toxicness, just war after war, disasters everywhere, so much hate. I felt like she was about to bring us a lot of like light with her show and everything like that. But she unfortunately has decided to go ahead and postpone it for now. And listen, I 1000% understand her decision. This show was supposed to be a love letter to Southern California, and her state is currently burning down right now. So, of course, it would make perfect sense to go ahead and postpone this while the people of her state are currently suffering. And so I do support her decision, but I'm sad, y'all. I'm sad. I had put my Netflix reminder on. I had scheduled my day around this. I was going to just sit at home and just binge this all day long, but now I have to wait, and you guys have to wait until March for this to come out. So voila. Womp, womp, womp. Listen, I already know it's going to be a big hit though, and I'm excited for that for her, but I'm sad for myself that I have to wait. But I understand her decision right now. All the attention needs to be on California. She and Prince Harry have been doing so much to help people. They've donated money. They've donated their time. They're out there giving out food, refreshments, everything they can. They are visiting people to help boost the morale. So like they're really showing up and showing out for California. And it wouldn't make sense for her to do a massive press run at this moment about her show or to release it right now. So I think it was a very, very respectful decision that she made for her state. Okay, you guys. So keep an eye out for that. When it comes out, we definitely will be talking about it. Channel members, let me know if this is something you want to watch live. I have talked about the Netflix Party app before, you guys. And it's this thing that I did with my friends during the pandemic when we couldn't see each other, where we would just log in, watch shows at the same time together on Netflix, and then in the chat, like talk about it. So like there are movies we watched or shows we watched, and it was just such a good time. And I feel like doing that with our little community, that would be super duper cool as well. So voila, shout out to that, you guys. Let me know if that is something. I'm going to post it in our channel member section so that we can see if that is something that y'all are into. Now, you guys, we got to talk about Khloe Kardashian. I know, y'all. I know. It's going to be quick. Don't worry. That's what she said. So Khloe Kardashian is under fire because, speaking of the California fires, she decided to call out the LA mayor, call her a joke about the way she's handling things and saying that like she wasn't getting enough budget and there's not enough water. And so a lot of people, thank God, are clocking Khloe. How like ignorant do you have to be amongst the worst, like most despicable water wasters in the entire state, and then have the nerve to turn around and call someone else a joke for complaining about not having enough water to put out these damn fires? And it's like I said, I did a video when the California fires first came out and started making news and everything. I said, these celebrities have a lot of freaking nerve after watching an entire country burn down and say nothing, right? Some of them have even cheered for this country to burn down and people to be bombed and whatnot. So they turn around and now they are crying and expecting us to feel bad for them, because their places are burning down. And on top of that, what do? They are helping to accelerate the speed of global warming with all of their private jet use and with all of their other wasteful activities, right? And they're complaining about like their secondary, tertiary homes being burnt down, not even their primary homes or stuff like that, right? So we've all got very, very, very complicated feelings about these people coming out and crying about the fires. Okay, y'all, it sounds like that's something you guys want to do, the Netflix party. All right, let's set it up, y'all. Okay, let's do it. So let's talk about how Khloe, the mayor of LA is a joke, blah, blah. Let's talk about this because I did a video about this 2 years ago when the news came out about the Kardashian family and their disgusting misuse of water, okay? So Kim Kardashian, Khloe as well, are among about 2,000 customers who were issued notices of exceedances for water usage in June of 2022 by the Las Virgenes Municipal Water District. The report said that Kim's neighboring properties in Hidden Hills used 232,000 excess gallons of water in 1 month. And that's not total water they use. That is an excess of what they were supposed to be using, right? And then Khloe herself, who's now complaining that it's hard to get the water, right, to fight these fires, she, in her Calabasas home, drained about 101,000 100,000 gallons over the allotted limit during that same time period. So in June as well. So you're using 131,000 more gallons than you're supposed to be using. Your sister's at 232,000. And y'all are over here complaining, oh my God, why aren't they able to fix this? Why can't they put these fires out? Between the private jets, between the overuse of water and all of this stuff, you guys are to blame. And I hate how celebrities are now coming out here. They're saying, oh, people, they don't feel bad for us because they're jealous, because we're rich. No, it's because you guys are the leading cause of these issues. The world is burning down faster than it should because of wasteful people like you. Not only are they over-consuming, right? They are encouraging other people to overconsume by promoting garbage products by companies that are massive super polluters. They are producing cheap products that are continuing to destroy the planet. So this, I think, is why people are having a hard time feeling too bad for them. And again, these are not even the primary houses. You remember Paris Hilton? She's like, oh, I found out my house burnt down when I was watching the news. Girl, you were watching the news from like your fifth house. Okay, one of your houses burned down and you're at your fifth house watching it burn down, y'all, right? Like there are people where this is their one and only home, where they're staying in shelters. They don't have family nearby. They don't have, a Hilton hotel to go check into, the penthouse suite if they need to. Anyway, I can go on forever about how much these tone deaf people piss me off. And people are asking, what are they using the water for? El Michelle, your guess is as good as mine. Apparently it is for their lawns. They're over watering their lawns, but even still, how much water do you need for your lawn, right? Are they draining their pools and filling it up at the end of every week? I don't know. This is within 1 month. So I guess every single month, they're overusing by six-figure gallons, by at least 100,000 gallons, you guys. So picture that over the span of 2 years. Millions, right? They have overused by at least millions, right? A mess. Now, y'all, let's get into our final story of the day. We got to talk about Ashley Darby. Do y'all remember how her Real Housewives of Potomac co-star Karen Huger was found guilty for her DUI and other driving-related offenses? Well, Ashley Darby was on Watch What Happens Live the other day to go ahead and finally break her silence on all of the drama. Take a listen to what she had to say.
What your reaction to Karen's DUI verdict and the video that came out and everything?
Pure shock, Andy. Well, we had actually seen Karen's attorney out and about a few weeks before, and he was just saying like, oh, everything's going to be fine, just reassuring us too. It was Giselle, Robin, and I. And so we believed him. We thought they had this in the bag, like they knew what they were doing. When that footage aired and we saw everything that transpired, we wondered how on earth did they decide to go to trial? Like all of that was just so, something's not adding up.
Yes.
Something's not right.
Have you been in touch with her at all?
Just a little bit. I mean, it was Christmas time.
Yeah.
So literally I wished her Merry Christmas, but.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, you guys. Ashley does not understand why it is that Karen took that to trial. She saw the lawyer, she saw everybody, and they all sounded so cocky and confident, like Karen was going to beat this. By the way, I'm sorry for this photo. It's not a good photo, but it's like the only photo I could find of the two of them exclusively together. So yeah, she's wondering, just like we're all wondering, how was Karen so cocky about this? How was her attorney so cocky about this? Like there was no way she was getting away with this. Mary says, 2025, I am rooting for Robin and Traders and I want Karen on pause. Isn't it crazy how much a year changes? In your defense, though, I've been hearing nothing but great things about Robin's performance on Traders. Y'all, I've never actually watched Traders because I don't have the Peacock app. They don't take my Canadian or European credit cards. Like you have to have a US address. So I'm not able to create a Peacock account to watch this. And I've heard it's like the best show on television or among them. And I feel so sad to be missing out. So I'm just happy to see you guys on Twitter or here in the chat talking about it. That's the only way that I am up to date on it, in addition to TikTok. But listen, TikTok's about to kick all you guys out, my Americans, which makes me sad. Honestly, I find the whole thing to be a joke. Facebook got exposed for stealing people's data in order to influence the elections, right? They were exposed for this quite literally, but it's fine. It's fine. China or Singapore or whatever, they're being villainized for having this app where they have not had that same kind of like scandal, right? And I just find it to be very, very xenophobic, to be honest with you guys. Zoe says that, AD, that is so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. The Resnicks should have been called out. The morally corrupt Faye Resnick, 246 billion. Oh, now that's terrible. They need to go ahead, let that water out, and share it with the rest of the people. That is just so wow. Honestly, I see why people don't like the rich, y'all. I see why they don't like them. And I don't think it's jealousy in all cases. Like sometimes they're just objectively bad, greedy, evil people, right, Zoe? Theo says that's unfortunate. Bravo eventually does broadcast The Traitors a month or so after. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm going to take a look. I have Hey You. I have Philo. And I have Netflix and I have Prime, and that's it. So I'm not able to watch it. Oh, so sad, but AD did say maybe I could use her account. Oh. Traders is great. Someone screen record. That's so sweet. You guys are the best. Honestly, it's laisse tomber. Honestly, you guys, it's such a wild world we are living in. And I just lost my train of thought about what it was that I was saying. I was so excited by the comment section there. Jaleesa says, why would I feel bad for celebrities? Exactly. They don't feel bad about us, the stuff they do, how evil they are. Oh, well, right? It's not that we're reveling in what they're going through, but it's like we are and we always will be feeling the brunt of what they're doing. You know, using their private jets as taxis, Kylie, Taylor, Kim, Khloe, everybody else, right? Like, and then we're supposed to turn around and cry about XYZ. Sorry. Anyway, y'all, listen, I gotta go to the post office, send out this package. My sister, hopefully she's not watching this, but my sister, she keeps giving me clothes that are too big for me. And so I'm like, well, what do I do with these things? So every time I visit her in Canada, so I sell them on the internet. I just go, okay, y'all, does anyone want this? And I sell them and they have tags on them. They're new. Like they won't fit her. And then she'll think they'll fit me, but they don't. So I just sell them. And I have this package that I have to go and ship off now. Did you see that Cheyenne's friend that she does the podcast with her lost? Oh no, is that the girl? Oh no, that's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that. See, those are the people I feel bad for. The regular people losing their homes, not the people with 10 different homes, and $1 million, dollars and 5 yachts. I actually screen recorded me reacting to it during this scene last night. Oh, Theo, feel free to share that to me. That's so cute. Tag me on Instagram or send me an email or Twitter or something like that. That's so cute. Remind her to use. Oh, and I do have a VPN. I've got ExpressVPN, which is a really, really good VPN. Oh, God, you guys are such a riot. I wish that I could stay here and talk to you guys all day. I really do enjoy talking to you guys. Listen, if you're new here, the Morning Report airs every single weekday live. That is Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you enjoyed watching this, please do make sure to give the stream a thumbs up. Don't forget to set your alarm. All of the episodes for the week are already programmed. So hit the bell on every single one so you'll be notified when they go live. Okay, you guys? Chloe's working for Elon, right? And then Kim is humping his robots. They're all trying to normalize this guy. And this guy is trying to get Canada into war with the US and all this just nonsense. Oh, God, I just, this is why I'm looking forward to Meghan's show in the midst of all of this mess. It's all just so toxic. AD, she's a bit bigger than me. She had a baby. And so she's still trying to figure out her sizes and everything like that after that. And so she feels like, and it's so cute, but she thinks like if something is too small for her, maybe it'll fit for me, but we're a couple sizes apart, so they don't fit me. And I have a small apartment, so I don't have the room to just like keep all these things. So I just go ahead and sell them. And Natalie, I use The Ordinary, JJ and everybody else. Thank you so much for being here. As usual, it has been so incredible talking to you. And you know what? Let's go ahead and leave this on April's note. I have empathy for the people in California who put their blood, sweat, and tears into building their homes and the homeless, not the greedy rich people and celebrities. Mic drop, April and everybody else. Guys, please go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you in my next one tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Donna, we started that around 15 minutes in Jimmy Foxx, okay? Take care, you guys. Bye.